Yep, Jinko. Where is the Jinko? Whoa, the Jinko can move locations.
Yeah,
Son, I'm always amazed. Are we on, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I was over here just talking about where a new Jinko cam is. We've done moved this thing
Yeah, look at the
again.
bottom of the screen.
Oh my, hey, I better make sure what I'm writing, everybody gonna be able to read what I'm writing, talking about.
I have to
They'll
zoom
be,
in on it.
they'll be able to zoom in and read what I'm writing about. Hold on. But anyway, we're gonna let some folks jump on here as always. Look like we done got 4 or 5 popped on there.
We got them.
Good old After the Bite, Trenton.
We didn't get to do it last week. We'll catch up on 2 episodes this week.
Oh, that's right. What was the episode last week, by the way?
Deep sea fishing, it's up there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. We can talk about both of them. We're
Yeah.
going to have James Croots on here. James took us out for 2 different trips saltwater fishing.
It was fun.
You got to reel a few in.
Yeah, I did.
So, well, anyway, Facebook is hey, folks, when you jump on here, share this out. We're live tonight for After the Bite, and we're back. We disappear once in a while. This time of year, my daughter's playing a little softball. Got her softball jersey on.
Yep, and we got baseball.
That's right. You coaching baseball. We had to roll in here the other week at the last minute, and tonight we're.
You were late.
I was on time this week. 1 minute. We were a couple minutes late again this time, but we're rolling. So, all right,
okay.
Christopher, we're getting a few Facebook people on here. Hey, folks, tell everybody to share this out. Tell them to come on and join us. We're going to talk a little bit about Florida, fishing down there, catching a giant Goliath grouper. Of course, you got to just leave them in the water and let them go. They're one of them fish that you can't take out of the water. But then we got to catch some jack crevalles, and we got to catch some
Ladyfish.
ladyfish. Oh, that one with looked like sheep's head.
Sheep's head, there you
That
go.
thing had a full set of teeth. They
Yeah.
were prettier than mine.
I know. The best part
That was
about
interesting.
last week's episode, I don't know if it made the episode or not, was when Terry and Jimmy left you hanging.
Oh yeah, that was bad. That's bad. We'll have to talk about that in a minute. And I ain't even gonna start off on that because I might be mad at Jimmy and Terry for that.
Oh,
All right,
man.
I'm trying to get the live to pull up on my phone here so I can see who all's on here. I don't have no comments coming on there, Christopher. All right, we ain't got nobody jumping on tonight. Everybody doesn't know we're gonna be on here tonight.
No.
And you know what? It's sunny, pretty out,
Everybody's probably fishing.
fishing, crappie. I mean, it's game on right now.
It is. Fish
Son,
are up
it-
shallow.
They're up shallow. They're where it is fun. I'm gonna scroll through my Facebook. Look, people, you can see my Facebook. You can make what? Oh, I thought the Jinko cam was on. Oh. Hey, I ain't figured all this out. But anyway, so this week, folks, this is After the Bite. I'm Mark Stowe.
Trenton Estridge.
And you know what? We're always going to have a good time on Tuesday nights talking about the episode. We were actually in Florida. We did an episode with Misty Wise,
And,
Jimmy Jennings,
Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy, Mike Kale,
Mike Kale and
Captain
James
Mike
Cruz.
Kale, and Captain James Croots. And look here, Patty Kale jumping on there. Patty took us to the...
She was our Uber driver.
I was going to say, she was our Uber driver getting us around. Patty, we sure appreciate you taking care of us while we were down there. And you talking about a good trip. So really, the last 2 weeks' episodes, folks, were we made one trip to Florida. We were in Inglewood, Florida. We were with Fire Drill Charters. Once again, Captain Mike Kale, Captain James Croots. And these guys, just terrific guys. Mike Kale is actually from Indiana, right? Isn't that
Yeah,
where
he's
he's
up
from?
around where Terry,
And-
did Terry know him somehow?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, and he does excavating work and digging work, so he understands the importance of that right there, calling 811. And but we had the opportunity to go down and fish with them guys, and I had always wanted to be in the boat or around the boat and get to catch a Goliath grouper. It's one of them ones you see on TV. They reel them up. Of course, you just got to look at them and say, "Hey, isn't that cool?" But and off they go. But this fish, we end up catching one of them. We had multiple ones on, but they're like tanks.
They get on and they swim back down the reefer and the wreck, and that's all she wrote.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was a beast. And if you watch the last week's episode, we had I was holding on to the rod, pulling. Terry's trying to.
Took three of y'all to reel one in.
Once we did that, I did try to hook up one more. We're going to tell that story, and we'll get to the South Carolina episode here in a minute. We done told about, or started telling a little bit about the sheep's head and Jack Crevalle's and all that, but we're just going to talk about all this because it's one trip with Fire Drill Charters. But so we get a hold of this Goliath grouper, and we really should wait till Terry McWilliams gets on here. Hopefully Terry will join us tonight on the comments.
He's probably fishing.
He might be.
He probably is.
There's daylight out.
Yeah. He's going to go from daylight to dark.
All the time. You go fishing with Terry, he's going to worry you. You're going to go daylight to dark. But anyway, so we hook up with this grouper. I help Terry reel in. I'm having to raise the rod. Me and Terry, it's like a circus because I'm yelling reel. He's trying to reel. I'm trying to pull. He's trying to reel. We work this fish, get him in, and this thing comes up, and I don't know if you paid attention, Trenton, but as that thing came to the boat from there, it looked a little bitty, and I thought, well, this thing's so jank. All of a sudden, when it gets in that last, 10, 12 feet of water, it just goes
around there.
And this thing, I mean, literally, I'm going to say that fish was probably, what, you think like that?
Yeah, probably a little wider.
Probably a little wider than that.
It was giant.
And he's across the back like this, and he looks like a giant bass on double steroids. I mean, that's the only way to say it.
It was the biggest fish I've ever been around.
That thing was crazy, and it just pulls like a truck. And so we caught that thing. We got a couple, just a little video or two of it in the water, a few pictures of it, and best we could. And off it went. All of us chickened out. We kept saying we was going to get in the water and take our pictures with one like they do,
Y'all kept saying you was going to throw me in there with it.
Yeah, well, we was going to use you for bait.
Yeah.
That's what we kept saying. But anyhow, that thing came to the boat. But the best part, you say, I'm going to let you tell this end of the story.
Mark hooks a Goliath grouper. Well, Terry and Jimmy had done made a bet that they're going to let you reel it in all by yourself since you claim to be a bull in a china shop. Mark cooks this fish, and he starts, it's pulling so hard it squats him. He's down on the bottom of the boat, screaming like a little girl, trying to reel this fish in. I don't know, did that make the episode, Christopher?
I don't know if that segment did or not. I don't remember. Here's what I'm gonna tell y'all. I hooked into this fish, and I mean, I'm like this, and I thought, I got this, put my feet up there against that rail. That thing just pulled me over, and I'm just squealing. I'm squealing the whole way down, and here it goes, and it goes, and it goes. I'm doing everything I got like this, and I'm like, come here. And where's Jimmy and where's Terry? Nowhere to be found.
They were sitting there laughing at you.
Yeah, I know, because they
What
didn't
good friends they are.
Pals. And the camera guys just keep on rolling the camera. You didn't help, nor did you over there.
Nope.
Y'all left us
I
out.
was doing my job.
But the great part about all that is you sit here and we laugh, but them are stories we'll tell forever.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's great about it. It's so much fun getting out there on the water and it's to repeat all these stories and really the guide service, the captain, the charter service that Mike Kales put together and James Kreutz together. It really, I didn't, when I read the name of it and Terry told me about knowing Mike and this and that. Mike was a charter captain up on Michigan for years, went to Florida. But here's what's funny, folks. I never thought about fishing like this before. Terry, we talking all about the Goliath grouper. and Fire Drill Charters. Terry just jumped on here. We were claiming you were out fishing because you hadn't been on here yet, but we know you're on now.
It was a good excuse.
So here's what I'm gonna say though. Fire Drill Charters. What's the first thing that come to your mind when you heard that name?
Bunch of firefighters.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought about firefighters, folks, but let me go on to say something. These guys got a neat, really, really neat, well, both of them are just terrific individuals, by the way, James, Mike, both. But the name, Fire Drill, people, I never thought about it. They named it Fire Drill Charters because when you hook into a fish, think about it, people, it's like a fire drill. Whatever you got to do, you run to the back of the bass boat, you run to the front of the boat, you grab the net, you swing the fish, you do whatever you got to do. How exciting is it when you hook up with a fish? Fire drill, man. It's a fire drill.
It is.
How many times have me and you scrambled grabbing a net or fell down in a boat trying to get the net or, you
Quite
know,
a few
it's just, it gets exciting.
It does.
And that's a great name, Fire Drill Charters. And so just to toot those folks' horns, folks, if y'all get down to Venice, Florida, call Captain Mike Kell and Jane Kreutz because, folks, I'm going to tell you what, they got a wonderful boat. They got the setup where y'all go out of. Oh, it's a treat, man. You in that little canal. What was the name of the bait shop? Y'all remember the name of the bait shop? I'm going to go blank. I think didn't we throw a little something about it in the show?
I can't remember.
The little bait shop that we'd stop at all the time on the canal there that we talked to the guy.
James will know when he gets on here. We can talk. We can
All
ask
right,
him.
we'll ask him. Name of bait. And folks, we're going to have Captain James Kreutz join us here in a few minutes to talk a little bit about the saltwater experience and that. But I'm going to just recognize a few folks on here. Your mama
You see
says
that?
we boat flipping them. See, your mama's she got a little redneck in her, don't she? I like
She
it.
does.
Anyway, we got Brenda from down at Dale Hollow. Brenda, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Ain't seen you in a while. So I think you probably see maybe John Newton once in a while. And we didn't get down there this year in January or Christmas when Newton goes down.
No, I went down in I went down at the beginning of, or was it the end of December? When was we doing trees? Was it the beginning of the year?
Yeah, right around there.
I went down and fished with a buddy, Dalton Smith of mine, and I got to do some live scoping for these largemouths that are down there. And it was, speaking of Dale Hollow doing that, it was fun.
I had to get a little bit of water in me. Well, Dale Hollow is fun.
Yeah.
I like Dale. Dale's one of them lakes you haven't been to. And how about old Brent Anderson? Son, what
Man,
what
he's
was
killing
it?
it.
9-12 he caught down there in Dale?
Yep.
Isn't that what it was?
Yeah,
If I got the weight right.
9-12, something like that, or 9-7, somewhere around there. It was almost 10 pounds.
And man, he caught a tank down there. What was in the BFL? Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
the,
Or was it a Toyo?
No, it was in the BFL.
BFL, yeah.
It was in the. It was in one of their different division that goes there. That goes there like once or twice.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all go over to Brent Anderson, check out that post of his on his Instagram, Facebook, and that. People, he caught an absolute tank down there at Dale Hollow. So when you think about smallmouth in that lake, folks, you better think about largemouth in that.
There's a bunch.
Because he caught a 9, 12. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine catching a 9-pounder in the state of Kentucky.
No.
I mean, like that. I mean, holy smokes.
There's a bunch of 3.5, 4 pound fish in Dale.
It's Dale is. It's a great one. John Brennan, that's about the most southern stuff I've seen. What part was he talking about? I don't know. Dale Hollow has some big old crappie. You know, I think your dad's on there on
I
that
think
Facebook.
he is, too.
I think it's Renee Estridge. I think it's a Brian Estridge
Brian
on there.
Gene Esters, not Renee Lindsay.
Yeah, that's right. I think I think your dad's working incognito,
Yeah.
posing as your ma on here.
Fishtails.
Arden Swacker says fishtails. Come on, Arden. What else is going to go on with me around? We always go talk a little fishing. And talking about you, are y'all out of snow and finally getting some sunny days and stuff up there. The last time Arden got on here, he's from up in West Virginia, and of course we worked with all those folks up West Virginia 811. He sent me some crazy weather report, and I think it was like 18 below and snow was coming or something. I was like,
That's
oh my
cold.
goodness, yeah. But I'll tell you what, you go up West Virginia, that was always fun. I enjoy going to Stonewall Resort up there, and Stonewall Jackson Lake, and fishing up there, and get to hang out with all the folks at West Virginia 811. I love fishing up there, but I don't want to be up there when that snow. We did film a show up there and had like 3
in the
inches
snow.
of snow that one time. Your dad, he's talking about his that is your dad for sure, because he said the hummingbirds are here. He loves putting out hummingbird feeders.
Oh, we got a bunch
And
of them.
the sunny days are here, but it's still snow on the slopes. I'm ready. I'm crappie fishing here, and we ain't got no snow and none in the report. We are ready for Derby. We're putting out Derby flyers. We did that today, me and Trenton both. We've been
We've
mulching.
been busy.
Yep, been calling in a lot of good old 811 locates and a lot of job sites at the moment.
We have.
So, well, folks, I'm going to, I guess, tell you, share this out, make some comments, tell us where you're from, say hi. You got questions, tell your friends to jump on. We are always giving away a Jinko package. I'm going to send an 811 hat out again this week with a direction hat like Trenton's got on right there. Look at that good looking hat.
Don't make fun of my hair.
Whew, son, you going to be sunburned. Hey, wait a minute. I got more hair than him.
Yeah, I know.
Just think if it was that color, what you look like. You've got some
We
great.
won't go into details about the hair situation.
But did your daddy cut your hair?
No, he didn't actually.
Who cut your hair?
Boy on the baseball team.
Well, that's an easy haircut right there. But anyway, we always giving away a little prize package each week from Jinko, and they're always supporting us, and always appreciate those guys. And just to talk about the next week's episode, Misty Weiss, South Carolina 811. We had Terry, me, her. Jimmy Jennings was down in the Goliath grouper one, right? And then
Next week.
This is
this
week's.
week. I'm saying we were talking about both episodes. So we talked about the Goliath grouper, but I'll tell you what was fun. So Misty and me and Terry were out there. We got a hold of those Jack Crevalles in them canals.
Oh my
Son, them
gosh.
things were like torpedoes.
Hey, what was fun about that is we were watching the birds, and then we
Oh, that's right.
we
Yep.
would see the birds diving everywhere, and then we'd go over. We'd only get about 2 or 3 casts in before the whole school would break up, and then we'd wait about 5 or 10 minutes, and the school would get back together, and we'd chase after them. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep. And they nicknamed them something about the canal tunas or something.
Yeah,
What they call them?
canal
Canal
tuna-
tunas?
canal tunas.
They say their nickname is a canal tuna. Well, these things, then they hit. I'm going to tell you what, if you haven't caught one of them Jack Crevalles, that is an absolute blast catching those.
I never got to hook one.
Oh my goodness, they were like torpedoes, son. I mean, and they got this little forked tail, like a pointed tail, and they like through that water. I mean, just gone. But Misty's always a lot of fun. South Carolina 811.
That was the first time I ever
course-
got to meet her.
And you hadn't met
Yeah,
Misty
nope.
before? Okay, well, so I've had the opportunity to work with her a lot of years with the safe digging message, and she plays a big part in damage prevention and safe digging. And Misty is always a lot of fun. We take her out usually every year for an episode, and usually a friend of mine, Carl Carson, her, but just, we always have a little group of us that go together, and we have a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. And one thing about Misty, she ain't gonna let you catch all the fish, and then if you do, she's gonna try to, accuse you of bad tackle or something or another, but she ain't on here to defend herself.
There's a rumor going around about her.
Oh
Every time she comes fishing with you, she brings bad weather.
yeah, there's no doubt. I like taking her because she likes to, I've tried to get her to go ice fishing or something because she don't like the cold.
Yeah,
But every time we go to Florida with her, it ends up being cold.
The
We
day-
have to put jackets
yeah,
on.
the day before, whenever we went out offshore, it was nice as could be. And then she comes down, and wearing jackets, sweatpants. I even thought about putting my long johns on. It was so cold.
Well, Misty's always a lot of fun. Like I said, she's another one of those folks that, you know, just a great support and you know, calling 811 and a safe digging message and that. And of course, we have a great time with her. And she'll probably have to join us on one of these one night. And she was going to try to join us tonight, but I wasn't sure I was going to make it, to be honest. We kind of last minute put this together, and so here we are. But so share this thing out. Share it to your friends. What we're going to do to get people to make some comments here to earn the Jinko package? Anybody got an idea? Somebody ask a good question, and we'll see what kind of answers we get for it.
I like that.
And we'll put them as the Jinko prize package winner this week. So, well, you know, right here in Kentucky too, going on right now, turkey season. I got to take a youth out, opening day of youth, my buddy Morgan John. I got to take his son. What's on the Jinko cam tonight? Pure Leaf tea.
Yeah, Pure Leaf tea right there.
I don't know why, but that's what we got on the counter here, so I'm drinking it. But now I just got confused. What was I talking about?
Turkey season.
Oh, turkey season, that's what it was. So it's turkey season right now. Actually, a buddy of mine, Cash Daniel, he gonna come down and take one of the boys turkey hunting tomorrow out at the farm.
Is he?
And yeah, they gonna come tomorrow. They was gonna come Thursday. I was gonna try to take them crappie fishing as well, but we'll have to get him down a different day and take him crappie fishing. But anyway, turkey season, we got to take Morgan John's son out. That was a blast. Get that youngster out and got to get him his
It's always
first
fun
turkey.
getting youth out.
Oh man, his first turkey. That was so cool. So any of you been on our Facebook or Instagram, go check it out, because I posted a picture of my buddy Morgan, his son going out and getting his first turkey. It was a good time. He was so excited. But Mark Griswell said, "What did you catch the canal trout on?" Well, let's see.
Shrimp, wasn't it?
I think they were
And
shrimps
shrimp.
in a popping cork.
Yep.
You know, Chriswell, you asking good questions right there. Somebody's going to earn a Jinko package tonight. All you got to do is ask questions, folks. We're looking for questions and answers tonight. How big a bird did he get?
He's talking about turkey hunting.
Oh, how big was that bird? I don't know. It was a big tom. I would say he had a big 11-inch beard on him. I don't really do a whole lot of measuring and keeping up with all that stuff. People like to score all their deers and score all their tell how their turkey big. People, it's the story for me. I mean,
Well, it just tells you if it's that big around, it's down.
Look, he had an antler that big. It might have been more like that, but it looked good when it said that big. But on the fun note of it, for real, it's, you know, always the story of getting out. But the youngster actually did kill a big mature gobbler. Had a great beard and had nice spurs, and it was so cool to watch that little boy. And when he shot that turkey, the other one run over and he said, my favorite part, he said, "That chicken's gonna go eat that other chicken." We're like, "It ain't chickens, it's turkey." I about died when Morgan's son said that. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, let's see, what else comment there? Frozen shirt, we'll get some.
Whoa.
Whoa. We just had like a whew across that screen. But anyway, so James Crooks is gonna join us here in a minute. Can't wait to get to Turkey, or can't wait to get to, oh, you want to go hunting. I got you. Well, you're my next door neighbor, Daryl. You can hunt right up against the fence. Now, come on. But Daryl's on here. Daryl's son plays football with Nick down at the high school, and them boys are lifting weights and working hard right now on the football side. But turkey season, like I said, in Kentucky, any of you folks got good turkey pictures and stuff, send it over to us on our messages on Facebook and Instagram. And I like posting pictures and stuff people send. I post pictures, he'll send me pictures, and I post him on there all the time. I had to post one last week. This boy, we go crappie fishing. What's he do? He's up there catching 2.5 pound bass on a little crappie. What was it, on them warhead jigs?
On the warhead jig.
Yeah, and I'm catching crappie about this big. Trent's catching bass that'll eat them, and I have to watch him. I made him stand behind me though and hold the bass up so my crappie looked like it was big enough it wouldn't eat
He
it.
was stretching his arm all the way out.
Y'all can go check that one out, but
I think
you know,
we ought to get James on here.
yeah, we ought to get talking a little bit about some good old fishing in Venice, Florida. Oh, you know, one other thing I'm gonna say before we get him on here, James, we're getting ready to put you on here. That manatee, wasn't that cool?
Yeah, it was.
So that big old thing comes swimming up to the boat. Of course, we've seen them before, but you know, they're so just docile and just ease along. Of course, you can't bother them or anything. So we just took the GoPro camera and lowered it down in the water. Did you see them pictures Christopher got of that? That was cool.
He does good.
That was so cool. It was like that little manatee was just smiling at the camera up under that boat.
Well, what was funny was he kept on following the boat. We'd move like probably 150 yards down the bank, and we'd be there, I don't know, a couple minutes, and here that manatee comes surfing up. He'd be back by the motors and looking at us.
And it's like they don't even make a splash.
Nope.
I mean, they can just, you know, ease along there. That was pretty wild, but one screen just went blank. Does that mean anything? All right, so we're gonna, whenever you say we can bring James on. Yep,
go.
we can bring James on here whenever. So, folks, we're gonna have James Kreutz on here, and it's Captain James Kreutz, by the way. You gotta make sure we give him his title correctly.
He's a good boat driver.
And no, wait a minute, James didn't run us aground. Folks, I gotta tell a story. James, we're gonna start off with a pretty good introduction here, and we're gonna defend you. You know, folks, I have a niche for somehow when we travel. I either run out of gas, something entertaining's always got to happen when I'm around. I don't know what it is. You caused some of it too now.
I caused it.
And, but we're heading down and over to these canals round to go to the other side of, I can't even remember where we were headed to, James.
We
where were
made
headed
a pretty
to?
good run.
We were heading over to Boca.
Yeah, that's right, over to Boca.
Yep.
So we were heading over this way, and Mike was driving the boat. Well, James had been driving the boat most of the time. And Mike got in there and was driving. Well, you know, we noticed the markers were on the other side of the boat. I look over and I seen James's eyeballs, and they just getting a little bigger and a little bigger. And here we are in this big old boat with 2 motors on it, and we're on the wrong side of the pole and the wrong side of the sandbar. But and we run the ground just real smooth. That's the great part about that sand. You just come to a slide and stop. A little quicker than you want, though.
Yeah.
But we had a good laugh out of that, but anyway, James, want to welcome you on, and I want to say thank you for just some awesome days of fishing down there. Enjoyed your company. Your all's hospitality was just second to none. I mean, y'all cooked us a tremendous meal. That ceviche that you made, oh my goodness, it was terrific. And you've got me going around and trying people's ceviche everywhere, and ain't none of it compared to what you made. That's all I'm gonna say so far. But I just want, like I said, say thank you for a great trip and taking Terry and me out to get to catch a Goliath grouper. And I think you said it before we did it. Once you catch one, you're really done with it. It's one of them fish. It's totally awesome to go just hook up with one to catch one. But I think that fish is a brute in the water. Anyway, the other one was, I told them a little while ago, you've probably been watching the Facebook, catching them Jack Crevalles. Them things are a ball. And, you know, that's what's neat with you guys, James. Y'all can go down there to Florida and the wind could blow or the weather or whatever, and you always got something different that you can go out and target or catch.
Yeah, there's always something. You know, we have enough fish species, and we cover enough water there that really, no matter what the conditions are, we can always find something. That's just it's a big thing about it is there's always something to fish for. There's always something, and usually something pretty neat. And that's kind of the whole other part of it is there's so many different species that you really I can have an idea of what we're going to catch, but you never truly know what you're going to catch.
Yeah, well, it's even like we went out and did that, way out. Well, I don't know what distance we went out, 30, 40
We were
miles.
42 or 43 miles out on the offshore trip.
All right.
We were
so,
out there.
We went out there and we got to catch and what was it? The red grouper.
Yep, we had red grouper, American red snapper, yellowtail snapper,
And
all kinds of stuff. I mean, we had a real mixed bag that day. We caught a little bit of everything. We tried catching amberjacks, but they didn't want to.
that's what them ones were in the big school. That was amazing, that school
Yeah.
of them underneath us like that.
Oh, yeah.
You even got to catch a shark.
Yep, and even got to catch a shark, and so,
Yeah.
and that's what's fun, and that and like you said, you never know what you're gonna catch, and that's what I found neat when we stayed inshore with the wind blowing. Like you see these great big sheep's head, and we didn't catch any big ones, but it was fun because we knew that's what we wanted to go catch one of them. We didn't care whether it was this big or this big. I just wanted to say, hey, we're gonna catch a sheep's head, and so we made this ride all the way to Boca and caught them sheep's head. And then we stopped along the way and caught them Jack Crevalles in the canal and then them things right there, you call those the canal tunas, right?
Oh, yeah.
And them things are like missiles.
A lot of people say that if those things were good eating, they'd be the ultimate fish.
If they were good eating. So they're not an edible fish, right? They're just
No, they're very bloody, and the whole thing is they're pure muscle. That's why they're so strong, is they're just pure muscle.
yeah.
And I tell you guys should see the ones we're feeding at the cleaning table where we cleaned our fish at. We've got some of them there now that are 20, 25 pounds.
Whew.
Oh wow. And what was the name of that bait shop right down there that we pulled in every day and got our bait, and a real nice owner, and they were from New York.
That's Joseph over at Mojo's Dockside.
Mojo's Dockside. Let me tell you, what good people. I sure enjoyed them and talking to them, and they are just you pull in there, they load you up, and you all have for somebody who wants to go to Florida and experience saltwater fishing, James, with Mike coming from Indiana, you being local and born and raised right there in that area, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You can stay right down the road. You pull down there, park in the parking lot. You all pull right up in the boat. And of course, here we know you, and you still treat us like that, and you pull right up in the boat. We just walk, and it's a great experience y'all have got set up there, for taking folks out saltwater fishing.
Yeah, we used to actually run out of Stump Pass, which is basically the next town down, but it just didn't have the amenities there. You know what I mean? It was tougher for people to find us on the water. So that's why we moved our operation up to Venice, Florida, because of exactly what you say. If people are coming from out of town, there's many hotels there, places to stay. You're 2 minutes from the Gulf of Mexico. I mean, we're literally right around the corner and we're heading out. But as well as it also has that deeper canal system to where if we do have rough days and stuff, like I can stay inside and still fish in a bigger boat and still give people an experience.
Absolutely, and it was. I had a ball on the inshore fishing stuff. I truly had a blast with that. And don't get me wrong, going out and experience the deep. That's I'm going to say the ultimate, because you're going to catch them red grouper. You're going to catch some of them fish that just tug and pull down deep, and caught the shark and that. But there's a whole mixed variety of fish that you can come and fish inshore for, especially if you're say folks that might be kind of worried about getting seasick or going out. And of course, I didn't get, I get on a boat and I really only had problems one time and got sick. So that's
that
usually
aired
not
on national TV too, didn't it?
Do what?
Did that air on national TV?
Oh yeah, that was another one I had. Get my picture made.
Well, we really lucked out on that first day. That weather was, about as good as it gets when it comes to being nice out, and you seen it kind of turned on us on the way home.
It did.
Oh, yeah.
It
Must have
did.
been right about the time Misty got to Florida. It was right about the time the weather turned.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where your experience and like Mike's experience, you all know to watch that weather. You know how to go around them storms, how to navigate all of that, because that's really, I mean, you have to really, I'm going to say, pay attention when you're going out deep or going way out offshore.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not just a 15-minute boat ride home. I mean, we
No.
were, even running at a good clip, it's an hour and a half ride home,
Yep.
covering 40 plus miles. So you really got to, watch what's going on. We knew there was going to be a front come in sometime that day. We were just hoping that we got, a full day in before it hit. Sure enough, when it came in, it went from calm to, I don't know, it was probably 4 to 5 footers by the time we hit the jetty.
Oh yeah, we were rolling along. But I'm going to tell you something. Correct me if I got this name wrong. That catamaran boat that you all have, is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
Man, that thing is smooth, son.
Phenomenal ride.
Yeah. People, I had a beanbag chair up in the front of that thing at one point during the show. Y'all might have seen on this week's episode. And I was laying down in the beanbag chair. That was the ultimate right there. I can't say I ever been in my bass boat. I've had a balloon land on my bass boat, a hot air balloon, but I ain't never had a beanbag up on the front deck that I can kick back and relax. But James, I just once again, as I said when I was bringing you on, thank y'all for just a tremendous experience down there, and your knowledge of fishing is priceless to somebody who wants to get in a boat with you, because you're able to make those adjustments. You're able to make it a fun experience for them. Maybe it won't be the exact species they want because of weather or something, but you're still going to more likely get them out there to catch some fish and have a really good time on the water.
Yeah, and that's something me and Mike have both really strived for is that we try to make it a fun experience no matter what it does. There's a lot of days where I can't go as deep as I want to go or go out to a certain area because of the weather, but we still try to make it fun for everybody. We make it, I tell everybody we're a pretty family-friendly charter business, you know what I mean? I take it very seriously, but I tell everybody that you're going to go out on the boat with us, you're going to have fun. And the fishing's almost like a bonus, and as you guys can know, the fishing's usually never boring.
Oh no, that kind of fishing. It's like I hooked that shark. I wanted to get my picture of that little shark I caught. Of course, some people will probably be laughing at me because I catch a little fish, I get excited. Some people have to have a big turkey story and a big buck story and a great big, but hey, I caught me a shark, people, so I don't care. And that little thing tried to beat me.
It did.
He was like muscle. He was going like that. I think I dropped him, if I remember right, didn't I?
Did. You dropped him once or twice.
I tried to hold on to him. That thing was just rock solid. But even like that experience, and we were talking a second ago, just like the manatee, get to see the manatee. And of course, I've seen them in my bass boat stuff on some of the lakes that we fish that are down there where the manatees are in the canals and stuff. But it was so cool, that manatee swimming up along the boat and just kind of looking at us and going on. And I mean, just stuff like that, man. It's that's the experience of fishing right there.
Yeah. And that's what's kind of fun about the offshores. We've got all that other stuff too when we're running out there. I mean, we regularly see big sea turtles, dolphins, like you said, the manatees, there's all kind of big stingrays. I mean, there's all kinds of, every once in a while we get to see a whale shark. You really never know. And that's what attracted me to want to be an offshore fisherman. As I did the inshore game, I used to, I've done trips for snook and redfish and the stuff inshore. But that mystery of offshore, when we head out there, you truly never know what you're going to see or what you're going to catch. It's different every day. I got an idea of what we're going to catch when we go out there. For certain spots, I know where there's certain fish at. Just like when I took y'all to catch yellowtail, I said, we're going to catch yellowtail here. And sure enough, that's what we caught. But just all the mystery stuff, like you said, I didn't know we were going to catch a shark. I didn't know that those amberjacks were going to be as thick as they were.
Oh,
you never know. And that mystery just makes you want to go out there and do it.
Well, and you know, Trent, you reeled in a few of them saltwater fish. Them things are mules. I mean,
Yeah.
saltwater fish aren't like, freshwater fish. And I know you're a big bass fisherman too, there, James. So we're going to get talking on that story in a minute because I think James might have love for bass fishing as much as he loves that saltwater fishing, honestly. But Terry McWilliams posted a little statement up here, and I'm just going to read this to you because it says, "Be sure to shout out a big thank you to Patty and Mike Kale for the awesome fresh fish dinner." And Terry didn't put your name on there, but you made the ceviche. So thanks to all three of you for that wonderful meal, and Patty toting us back to the airport and all around, and everything. And that meal, oh my goodness, to take fresh fish that we caught. And I think did we have about 3 different varieties that we brought back? I can't remember
Oh
what.
yeah, at least three to maybe 5 different species. I believe we had strawberry grouper, red grouper, yellowtail snapper, mangrove snapper, lane snapper. God, I don't even remember all this. Probably porgies.
Yep, we have one of them. I remember that. Yep. And then some of those fish, this is what's interesting with saltwater for me, is some of those fish you have to have a knowledge of all the different types because there's only little windows or sometimes windows on certain fish of the time frames you can keep them and the size and everything, just like crappie and bass, in the freshwater. It's like our crappie limited or home lake, whatever it is, it's 10-inch size
10
limit,
inches,
right?
15 per person.
15 per person. But, you have to have a knowledge of all those different fish that are out there.
Oh yeah, and I mean that's half the stress of my job is keeping up with all the regulations because they change so frequently. I mean, it's just like that big red snapper we caught where I forget who caught it, but I know one of y'all caught a big old huge red snapper.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we're
I caught a couple of them. Remember they had them things about broke my arm.
Yeah. Well, I could see you must call one. I could see one on your wall.
Yep. Hey, my wife caught that. We caught that that's funny. You could see that. Trent, grab that fish. That's it. I had to brag on my wife. So years ago, we went to Panama City, and I had never been saltwater fishing. So I got my wife, and I think I paid about $300 or $400 for this replica. Of course, it's a little plastic replica, but my wife caught that back in the day. So
Oh yeah.
I was proud of her.
Absolutely. And red snapper is a hell of a fish. As a matter of fact, our red snapper season's fixing to kick off here in about a month. I'm going to be able to keep those.
Oh, wow.
So,
Now,
so
if folks, I'm assuming them are really good eating because you see them on the menu many places.
yeah, they're exceptionally good eating fish.
A little dusty.
Yeah, a little bit. You want me to put that back up?
I had to dust that thing off while we were on here live. I need to clean the room a little more often. It's a man cave. But, the fun story of that is I remember my wife reeling that in. And I mean, them things, you hook into one of those snappers like that. And James, I mean, they flat go.
Yeah, they pull. They're one of the hardest fighting fish out there. I'd say behind the amberjack and obviously the Goliaths, but other than that, they are one of the hardest fighting fish. I've had quite a few people come down, some of Mike's friends from up in Indiana and stuff, and it just seems like we always catch a few of those, especially when they're out of season, of course. But they hook onto one of them things, and they just flat wear you out.
Well, that was, once again, we had some fun, and I mean, all those fish, that saltwater fish are just, I mean, honestly, I guess it's truly survival of the fittest, and they're just tough. I mean,
Oh yeah, well we went from the bottom of the food chain to the top in the day we went out. So
Yeah.
we did. I mean,
we covered them all.
I don't know how many varieties of fish we caught. I mean, there was a lot of them. I knew we had you like, well, can't keep that can, could keep this can, keep this one, and that's what I like is keeping a few fish to have me a nice dinner.
Absolutely.
That's the joy of that too, is to come back and you got your catch and you're able to clean it. And we all stood around and talked and cleaned fish together. And
That was fun. And we were able to see a bunch of fish going also where we were cleaning our fish.
Oh yeah, what were them fish that they were feeding down there at the bait shop, James? When they
Those were snook.
That's
oh
what- yeah,
man,
snook.
them things was crazy.
Oh yeah, when they eat a 2-pound snapper carcass, you know it's a big fish.
Yeah, them snook were awesome. And then when we were out, we made a little stop at another little bait shop down somewhere on the way to Boca, and we got to see those guys catching those snook from the bank. Isn't that what they were catching?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. I couldn't believe them big old fish was up there in that shallow water. I mean, I'm like, holy smokes! You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
be kidding me.
I was gonna say, if you guys are ever down here again in the wintertime too, we do a lot of wade fishing in the winter because it's shallow. And I mean, we'll get out there in ankle, maybe knee deep water at the most, and catch redfish, snook, trout, you name it, we catch it, and it's all, all land based basically. I mean, you don't have to have a boat to catch a bunch of fish down here. It's just a matter of learning areas and learning where to go.
Now that's neat to
That'd
know.
be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That's like us wading the creeks up
Yeah.
here. Now, so folks, to jump into James here a little bit, tell you something. This guy loves to bass fish. Am I correct?
Yeah, I do fairly well on the bass fish.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know you like to do some bass fishing, but there's one thing I gotta tell you. You ain't caught one of them brown smallmouth yet, have you?
No, I've never had a chance at a smallmouth yet.
We're gonna,
I think I've got about every other bass species there is. I've caught spotted bass. I've caught largemouth. I've caught peacock bass. Hell, I've even caught Florida Swanee bass. And
St. Clair's.
But,
St. Clair's going to be getting good here in about the next
you
month
better
or
be
two.
starting to think making you a northern trip coming up for long.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
telling you. But we talked a whole lot. You're a very well-rounded fisherman on top of it, which to me is, important when you get in a boat with somebody that's, captain and charter and all that, because you just have a great diverse knowledge of fishing. You and Mike both. And Mike, I was amazed, he grabbed rod and reel, throw out there and catch fish. And I'm going, oh man, did you see that? And, so you guys' knowledge shows through, and, it's when you're out there on a boat with you guys.
And I got to give it a lot to Mike because there's a lot of techniques in bass fishing. I mean, growing up here in Florida, I hate to say it, but my whole bass fishing career has been basically a flipping stick and a Senko, and that's about my normal bass fishing routine. But after knowing Mike for a while and getting some insight on other places to bass fish and other techniques, I've kind of really broadened my outlook on bass fishing. I mean, I'd be honest with you, about 3-4 years ago, you would have said, hey, you want to go, we're going to go fish a drop shot. I'd say, what? I said, oh, you mean a chicken rig? We're not snapper fishing.
Chicken rig. I ain't heard that one.
Oh, I am going to have to put that one in my arsenal of vocabulary from now on. Hey, folks, this week we're going to be on Lake St. Clair, and we're throwing the chicken rig. I think I've got a new opener for a show, and I might get some views out of that YouTube.
You might.
People be going, what
Hey,
is
that's what they
Stone
call
going?
clickbait.
Oh, the chicken rig.
Put a
Oh,
chicken,
yeah.
put a chicken emoji up there.
Oh goodness, that's good stuff. But real good stuff. Well, once again, just a great trip, fun time. I hope y'all had as much fun with us as we did y'all.
Oh, we
because
had a blast. That was one of my fun. That was probably one of in the top 10 of my funnest fishing trips I've ever been on.
Well,
It was a
It was
blast.
just a great time.
well, y'all are a joy. You're a lot of fun. I still we got to give Mike a little kick in there. I still like when old Mike was ready. We had them cameras rolling. We run the ground. He's like, "Can y'all just quit that? He won't just turn them cameras off."
Hey, I thought he was going to grab the camera out of my hand and throw it in the water.
Oh my! I think Mike liked us all the time, but for about 2 minutes, he was like, "Can somebody turn that camera off?"
We had we had 2 different ones going too. We had the
All right,
GoPro,
so-
so he wasn't out of the house.
Uh,
So I guess since the cat's out of the bag now, I can tell you, I got a call about a half hour ago, right before I got the message for tonight, and it was Mike's son, David, which he's might be on here live listening to us.
Right,
And he said he talked to y'all up at the Boat Sport and Travel Show up there.
right.
And he had, I guess you guys had told him, you're like, we're putting that in the video.
That was our 811 moment of the week.
It says, I knew it from the get-go that it was getting in the video because it's just how it is.
The need of it is, James, is even with your experience, my experience, all of us, that's the stuff that happens when you're out fishing. It's just like everyday life. It's always something, you break a reel, you break a rod, a fish gets off, and you hate to say it, when you're filming, the moment you just start shaking your head, you know it's going on there because it's.
There has never been a truer time than in salt water where Murphy's Law plays into effect. It always happens. I'll tell you what, I was on a 8-hour grouper trip the other day, and I had one guy fishing a spinning rod, and we were on some big grouper. And this guy gets a bite, he's bowed up on this, and we were having a shark problem. The sharks were eating our grouper real bad.
Oh.
So, I tell him, as soon as you hook that fish, I said, get it up fast, get it away from the sharks. And all of a sudden I hear a crack. And the guy goes, we got a problem here. I said, what's the problem? Well, he's got the reel in one hand and the rod in the other. It just straight snapped the reel feet off the reel. Well, needless to say, about 2 minutes of that fish flopping around and us trying to figure out how to get it up, all of a sudden Mr. Sharky come along, and after that we had to just cut it loose and hope for the best.
Hey, fire drill right there.
Yeah.
There it is,
drill.
fire drill. That's why it's called Fire Drill Charters right there.
That's it.
But them are good laughs and good times, and James right here, just even on our Facebook, talking about tonight on After the Bite. Look at the laughs, man. We laughed and had all kinds of fun for 3 days down there. And it's not just catching fish. It's getting out there, making friends, creating stories, having a good time, and
We always have a good time.
Yeah.
And what's funny, I probably say this a million times, I'll probably beat a dead drum all the time, but it's just like you. It's like I've known you for 20 years and we've been in the boat 3 days together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when you pick up the phone the next time I call you, hey James, how you doing? Da 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 da. And that's what fishing does for you. That's what
You meet friends for life.
Yep.
Yep.
It's
And it's amazing how quick you become friends when you're 40 miles out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. You gotta, you
you're
gotta
either gonna
like
be
somebody
friends or
somehow.
real bad enemies, and somebody ain't coming back. Oh, somebody be
Maybe
shark bait.
Yeah, maybe that testament will stand up about me being shark bait.
Hey, that might have been a threat we
That
were
might
getting
have been.
threatened about using it for grouper bait.
I see you every day too. That ain't good.
Oh goodness! Well, I tell you, I can't wait to get back down there at some point and fish with y'all again. And I'm gonna have to get the kids down and bring them down and get them out a day with you. And because it would be a blast for my kids to get out there and just go out for a fun day. And well, once again, I don't know how to thank you enough for just a terrific trip. Great memories and good times, and I've said throughout the thing, folks, if you want to go on a fun trip, go check out Fire Drill Charters. That's on. They got a Facebook page there. How else can folks contact you all, James?
A Facebook page right now is our big thing. We do have an Instagram page. I'm not on there a whole lot, but Facebook's our main thing. We are in the process of building a website. So as soon as we get the website up, I'll get it over to y'all and we can get it out there so people can contact. But I mean, just my cell phone, if I can plug it on here. It'd be
Oh yeah, plug it on there. I mean, that's fine. I mean, hey, as great as y'all are to us, I'm trying to give you a little love and a little plug because, folks, I'm telling you, see how much fun I have with these guys, and they took us out because of Terry and Mike knowing each other from a bass boat. I guess Terry Mike Bolton Terry and knew him from the bass fishing world. So this was a friendship trip, and folks, it went from, not knowing James and Mike until at the boat ramp, basically, maybe spoke to Mike a couple times on the phone to, man, I just, it's like I know y'all and like you, part of my fishing family already. And
yeah, by the second day, it was like, man, it's like I can't wait for that. We seen you guys at the dock, and sometimes I see some of my clients and I go, oh man.
Hey, you ain't allowed to say that.
Yeah, you ain't allowed to say that.
But anyway, give them your phone number there so they can reach you if they want to.
Yeah, you can contact me at Captain James at 941-451-3308. That's my personal cell phone number. Feel free to call or text me and look for availability on dates, and we can try to get y'all out fishing.
Well, folks, you get bored, go down there and jump in the boat with Captain James and Captain Mike Gale, and you'll have a good time. And, once again, James, I appreciate you. And I surely, like I said, I don't know about you, Trenton, but I had some good memories down there. So
absolutely. We're going to have to get you guys back down here to go. Because you say you guys, Terry ditched you, and we took him over to one of our secret lakes the next day, and probably caught about 100 fish. And
we ain't friends. We don't have to talk about them things that create enemies. Remember, we were talking about these being friendships, not the enemy side, but that's an enemy.
Oh, hey, if you guys could have made it, we would have been more than happy to take y'all out there. We had a good time.
I had to get back home. I think it was football season, wasn't it?
No, it was the winter time. What was we doing?
Oh yeah, that was in like January or.
Oh no, sir, was it? No, we wasn't football, was it?
No.
What did I have to be home
Volleyball?
for?
I think y'all were going ice fishing or something.
Oh,
Volleyball.
were we going ice fishing?
Might have been.
I don't remember, but it was some
It's
family
past
side
now.
that I had to get back for.
Yeah.
But once again, thank you and appreciate you jumping on here and sharing a little bit, just about saltwater fishing and Venice, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, James.
Oh man, it was a pleasure to fish with you guys. I hope we can do it again. And I'm gonna start posting some of them pictures of these bags I've been posting up in my tournaments.
Yeah,
hey, go check out. Hey, James is no slouch of a bass fisherman,
No.
folks. I done seen these pictures and seen. I think he's got a few little old tournament notches in his belt there. So definitely.
I enjoy seeing your stuff on social media.
Considering me and my partner put in 21 pounds this week and didn't win.
Oh wow! Dude, I cry. I had 21 pounds up here and didn't win.
I probably just quit fishing.
No, we ain't gonna quit fishing. Hold up now. That's pushing it. Well, James, we're gonna kind of jump off here and do a little wrapping up and that of the show. And we appreciate you coming on and look forward to seeing you in the future here down there and doing a little more fishing.
Absolutely, guys. It was a pleasure, and thank you guys for having me on.
All right, thank you,
See you,
sir.
James.
All right, take care. Have a good night.
Bye. Well, what great people. I mean, Mike and James both, and I've said it 20 times. Derek Biller said the ocean is a special place. Some of my favorite fishing. That's a good statement. Randy Deere jumping on here. Randy, always great to see you and see your name pop up there. Need to get down there to the little honey hole to do a little fishing one day here before long. We've been saying we come.
Yeah.
Bert, need to call old Richard up. I might have to talk to him.
We've been busy at the moment.
Yeah, we get a little racing here. We're a little long tonight. It's 8:02, Trenton.
9:02.
You talking? Oh, 9:02. You talking a lot tonight. So next week's episode, folks,
We went ice fishing.
Ohio 811, my good friend Roger Lipscomb.
Them
And
are some great folks too.
And guess what? My family on the show with me, my wife, my daughter, Nick, Chris, I got the whole gang. We had some great moments up there.
I was a stove for a week.
Absolutely. My wife even said that she enjoyed the trip more than any trip she's ever been on because he drove. And she said he ain't on the cell phone talking and da-da-da. She said he just drives and talks to me. You've got me so far in the doghouse, son, I ain't never gonna get out of the doghouse.
She made me a jar of sweet tea the day we got back.
Yeah,
From
and I
work the
drink
next day.
unsweet tea, and you got sweet tea, so we ain't gonna win. But anyway, that was a fun trip. cool. Trenton, actually, I think we posted a picture of it. didn't
Yeah.
we?
My first ice fish, I caught me about a 2-pound smallmouth.
Through
Live-
the ice.
live
scoping.
Yep.
Yeah. But so anyway, next week's episode's got a lot of family in it for me. Roger Lipscomb, great friend, his friend Walt with us. Walt and them, we just have a great time ice fishing up every year. It's probably one of my favorite trips. Man, they're all my favorite. What am I talking about? I love people, love fishing, love going. But what a fun time up there ice fishing. Zach Russo, all the gang there at help me. You know me and names of tournaments. And,
Fish Frenzy.
Fish Frenzy Outdoors, thank you. Zach, I apologize, buddy. I had a little stall moment there. Everybody knows I butchered names of everything. But Fish Frenzy Outdoors, they had another one of their tournaments. We went up, fished that. You have to check out the show to see what happens.
Yep.
You might be amazed, or you may go, ooh,
I ain't too
But-
sure about them.
we ain't gonna tell what happened.
Nope.
Sorry, folks, you're gonna have to see this. We fished the ice fishing tournament, a whole group of us.
It was fun.
It was a good time.
It was.
That's all I'm gonna say. Check out the show next week, because it's gonna be worth seeing. Videos, Christopher, let's see, no videos, extra videos this week, but go check out our YouTube, because we got some good videos up on our YouTube.
Yep.
Good
The
live
Direction
scope
TV.
video. Yep, the Direction TV,
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
TikTok.
TikTok.
I got a little story to share.
Oh boy.
This is your 811 tip of the week.
All right.
So, you know Frank, he moved back here to Kentucky.
Right.
And, well, he's having a bunch of work done at his sister's house where he's living now. Well, he had a building built. Well, somebody came in, it was a contractor, didn't call in no bud markings. They started digging, they had a gas line in his backyard. Always make sure you call 811 before you dig.
So right there, see, folks. How old are
Me,
you?
20, getting ready to be 20.
Getting ready to be 20. Got enough sense to tell somebody that's 50 something that they should have called 811 before or contacted 811 before they did. But you know,
Luckily, it wasn't under his belt. It was
the
the
contractors.
contractors.
But it's still, you know, it once again, it just, you know, doesn't make sense. Why not the
no, that's
the
what
ca-
I
the
went over there
contact
last
him.
night. Took him my trailer. I'm getting him some sod from carrying them. And he's gonna go pick it up. But I told him. I said, you mean to tell me they didn't call 811 before they done all this digging?
Hey, folks, right there. That's the next generation of making sure people are safe digging. Right there, Trenton, making sure they're getting the message. So,
BJ, the kid is now a man.
Mark Criswell says, "Never know. Good insurance, 811." I
He
like
knows
that.
all about it too.
But yeah, he does. He has a career
Yeah.
in making sure we protect our gas line infrastructure in the ground. So, folks, once again, thanks for joining us. It's After the Bite. Join us next week, Tuesday night on 7 p.m. on Pursuit Channel. Going to be the ice fishing episode, 7 p.m. Watch it there. We should be live at 8 p.m. next Tuesday as well. We got anything going on next week? We in town?
Yeah, I'm in town. But let's see what baseball schedule looks like.
Yep, we have to always check the baseball and softball. So we should be live for After the Bite next week. Join us. Who asked a question earlier there for our Jinko prize package? One of them asked it, and I said I liked it.
Pick it. Which
Who
one
was
Chris?
that?
Can you go back and look?
You scroll back down through there, Christopher. It's hard to do when you're on there live, but
Hold on.
well, anyway, here's what we'll do.
Here
We'll
we go.
tell who that winner was, and we'll be sending you a message, and you'll be getting you a nice little prize package here, courtesy of Jinko. We didn't use our famous Jinko cam this week, but I got to say, I got to just turn it on for a second because I love this thing. Here it is, the Jinko cam.
I like the new setup.
Right up there, Christopher has moved it over my table. I don't have to go over there anymore. Every week, Christopher keeps making this setup better and better, folks. I absolutely love it. So anyway, join us next week for After the Bite. We should be here at 8 p.m. If we're not, we'll use a post and tell you I'm not going to be there. And you, BJ Tennell, you haven't got yours yet? I'll have to check on that. He shouldn't have got that.
I would've
I
thought.
will double check on that, BJ, because they are
If
usually
not, hey,
really
he
good.
don't live, but
Yeah, but they send it out.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
So,
that's right.
but we'll get that. I'll make sure that's sent out. But we'll be getting another Jinko prize package winner out there, and I'll be sending somebody an 811 in direction hat as well. So, folks, thanks for joining us. And
I'm Trenton Estridge.
I'm Mark Stowe, and we're gonna tell you contact 811 before you dig.
This is After the Bite. Thanks.
See you.